Toronto Raptors win Game 3. They did what they had to do. They just played the cards that they were dealt. It's not their fault that Klay Thompson was injured. It's not their fault that Kevin Durant is out. You know, part of the thing that kind of makes me irritated about the series a little bit now is due to the fact of Klay's hamstring. Now we're gonna have a series where we're like, if Toronto wins, well, the only reason they won is because Klay Thompson was out and Kevin Durant was out and Boogie wasn't 100%. That'll be the excuse. And if they lose, they'll be considered one of the suckiest teams of all time because they're not able to seize the moment and beat a team that was injured. So either way, you know, both teams really can't win. If the Golden State wins the series, you'll be saying, hey, well, Kawhi was hobbled and the Raptors just don't know how to close, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So Toronto took care of business with Klay out. The reason I picked the Warriors to win Game 3, I was thinking that Klay was going to play, but the hamstring injury, of course, we see now is way too severe. The 2-1 series lead is really great for Toronto. They basically are in the driver's seat of the series. Now it puts so much pressure on Golden State to win Game 4. They might come into Game 4 making mistakes, jittery. And the great thing about Game 3 for Toronto is this. They get a lot of confidence boosters for everybody. All of their starters had double digits, including Kyle Lowry, which he needed. Pascal Siakam, Kawhi Leonard had 30. Like, everybody was scoring in double digits. Even Marcus All. Then when you look at the Warriors, Sean Livingston and Boogie Cousins combined for 8 points. Draymond Green had 14 points. It's like Draymond Green has left his offense back in the 2016 NBA Finals in Game 7. He hasn't really been able to put together great offensive games. You know, Sean Livingston, 4 points. Like I said, DeMarcus Cousins, 4 points. Then you're looking at somebody like Quinn Cook, I think gave you 9. A lot of people on the bench gave you 0. You know, they couldn't do it by committee tonight. And they definitely needed Klay 100% to play and actually compete. Because Klay gives you about 20 points. So 20 to 25 points per game in the playoffs. That being said, if he's there, that gives them a possibility to win the game or change the complexion of the game, make it more competitive. One thing the Warriors can be encouraged about, it wasn't necessarily a blowout. They just got dominated because they were down a man. Curry poured in 47. I know we're going to hear tomorrow, well, if Curry gives you 47, if it was LeBron James, he would give you 57. Like, we're going to hear those stories or whatever. But honestly speaking, being down 2 starters like that and the role that he plays on the team, I don't see how he could have really played any better. I just feel like those guys were a little deflated that Klay didn't play. And that actually, the Toronto Raptors took advantage of it and really hit hard and continue to hit. I believe they outscored them all the quarters. They led from wire to wire. So it was a good game for Toronto. It was a big confidence booster. We got to say what's going to happen with Klay in Game 4. If he's going to play, if he's not going to play, that's going to be something that we have to check out. Toronto's in the driver's seat. Like, this is going to be, if they pull this off, this is going to be one of their first championships. And honestly, I don't want to hear nothing about injuries or whatever, because when Golden State won their first title, Kyrie Irving and Kevin Love went down. And we really didn't. I think people did bring it up, but, you know, championship is a championship. So if they're going to beat the Golden State Warriors, it's due to a war of attrition. That's not their fault. They're just playing the hands that they were dealt, and they beat who they have to beat, how they got to beat them soundly. That's just it. You know, like, are you enjoying yourself basketball-wise, knowing that KD, Klay didn't play and guys are hurt or whatever the case is? No, but this is the results you got to live with. And this is why the 82-game season and playing all these rounds and stuff, this is why it's important, because if people think like the regular season doesn't mean anything, well, it does mean something, because now look at you. You're in the NBA Finals, and because you played so many games during the regular season, or because you didn't take care of your business during the regular season to get home court advantage, you're staring down a 2-1 barrel of a series or whatever the case is. Same thing for the Raptors. Because you did this or this, that, and the third, you didn't start with home court advantage throughout the whole playoffs or whatever the case may have you. So these are like little things when you're looking at it. You're like, oh, like the regular season doesn't mean anything, but this war of attrition on your body means everything. And what Warriors are trying to do, bring guys back early or whatever, I don't think that's gonna work. So Toronto, what they have to do is they have to really gun for game 4 and win. If they win Game 4, they basically win the series. and the series is over. But if they allow the Warriors to extend the series, then they're gonna have a problem on their hands, because that gives more time for potential guys to potentially come back. But to me, it looks like the Warriors are just snake bitten by injury, left, right, and they don't have anybody else that can score. Nobody else could really score for them, and that was a shame. Iguodala had 11. Draymond Green had 14. I mean, that's not going to cut it against another roster that everybody scored double figures. Hoops Junction, Hoops meets Hoopla. Like, comment, subscribe.